Good day, learners. I am your teacher, Jinky, your science teacher for today. Before we go on to our lesson, let us first identify the learning objectives. First, describe the characteristics of an element and compound. Second, identify the chemical symbols of some common element. Third, classify substances as either element or compound. Elements and compound. Before we discuss the topic for today, let's talk about first what is matter. Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. In other words, matter is anything. The most commonly observed states of matter are solid, liquid, gas, and plasma. Examples of plasmas are fluorescent light, the stars, including the sun, aurora, neon lights, and many more. Matter may be classified as substance and mixture. Substance have a definite and unchanging chemical composition, while mixtures has made up of two or more substances. Let's dip into substance. Substance are substances forms of matter that have a definite and unchanging chemical composition. This means that the substance is the same no matter where it is found. Salt, water, aluminum foil, carbon dioxide, and oxygen are all substances because their composition is the same no matter where you find them. Substances can be referred to either element or a compound. It is important to understand the word matter, element, mixture, and compound because these convey useful information. Elements are substances that are made up of only one type of atom. It cannot be broken down into simpler type of matter by either physical or chemical techniques. These include heating, cooling, electrolysis, reacting with other chemicals. By the way, it is correct that an atom can be destroyed but not chemical needs. You must use a powerful reaction called a nuclear reaction to destroy or change atoms. Atoms are made up of smaller particles but they are not easily be broken down by ordinary chemical means. These some larger elements break down spontaneously due to being radioactive. Common examples of elements are gold bar, sodium metal, and chalk bromide gas. Elements are listed in periodic table. There are currently 112 known elements, most of which are metals. Almost every element that exists has some form of use. These are some which are so unstable. They only last for seconds or even tiny fraction of seconds and no use has yet been found for them. Element is what we call element symbols. It consists of one, two, or three letters. The first letter of an element symbol is always capitalized, and the second and third, if present, are in lowercase. How to read an element in the periodic table? In this example, we have the element hydrogen with the element symbol of letter H. Above the element symbol is the atomic number, and below are the element name and the atomic weight. Some elements like oxygen have symbols that are directly their English names such as O for oxygen, N for nitrogen, and Ca for calcium. These are symbols that derive from their Latin names such as aurum for gold, natrium for sodium, kalium for potassium, Au, and Ka and K. Some elements are named after famous scientists like Einsteinium. Symbol ES name for Albert Einstein. According to Chemical, Einsteinium was discovered during the examination of the breeze from the first hydrogen bomb test in November 1952. One of the most recent elements, a 106th element discovered, is named Seaborgium, named after the American chemist and Nobel Prize winner Glenn Seaborg. These are also elements that the names were derived from countries, states, and planets, such as Americium for America, Californium for California, and plutonium from one known planet, Pluto. What do you think is the use of periodic table? Chemists developed the periodic table to help them organize information about the element in a meaningful way. The periodic table organizes the elements according to their properties. Many elements are found in nature and so many called naturally occurring elements. Other elements have not been found in nature but can be produced in the laboratory. There are several ways to consider the composition of the human body, including the element, type of molecules, or type of cells. Most of the human body is made up of water, H2O, with bone cells being comprised of 31% of water and the lungs, 83%. Therefore, it isn't surprising that most of the human body mass is oxygen. Some important element in the human body. Calcium is the most abundant element in the body. It is used as a structure material in bones, but it is essential for filter regulation and muscle contraction. Magnesium is involved in over 300 metabolic reactions. It is used to build structural muscles and bones, and it is important cofactor in enzymatic reaction. Sodium. Sodium is important electrolyte like potassium. It is used for nerve signaling. Sodium is one of the electrolytes that helps regulate the amount of water in the body. Potassium is used to transmit nerve impulses and in heartbeat regulation. Iron. Iron is an important component of hemoglobin and myoglobin. It carries oxygen from the lungs to the rest of the body and helps maintain a healthy immune system. Iodine taken up thyroid gland to make hormones such as toxin. We are now in compound. Compound, these can be separated into two or more substances by ordinary chemical reaction. This can be also differ from mixture in that compounds are chemically combined. Water is the typical example of the compound. One molecule of water is composed of two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom, chemically bonded together. It is identified with its formula H2O. Another example of compound is carbon dioxide. It is made up of carbon and oxygen atoms. And that's end our topic for today. This is Teacher Jinky saying goodbye and happy learning.